Sonos has just revealed its newest generation Beam soundbar. Sonos Beam is a smaller and more compact TV soundbar than Sonos' other offering, the Arc. Beam connects to your TV with an HDMI cable to give it improved overall audio because, truthfully, internal TV speakers can't match the level of quality of 4K video. And let's be honest, in my setup here with the 2021 Samsung Frame TV, the screen is just an inch thick and you really can't put any kind of powerful speaker into that little space. So that's where the Sonos Beam comes in. It brings power and clarity to the TV's audio. The design of Sonos Beam's second generation is pretty much identical in looks. The original is on the bottom here, and the second generation is on the top for comparison. It's on the inside where the changes have been made. So you'll see the same slim look, and it's exactly the same size, but it has an improved processor inside that's 40% faster than its predecessor, according to Sonos. They've also tweaked those insides with a new phased speaker array, so the Beam is able to deliver 2 new audio paths. You're getting height and surrounds, which I'm about to get to. Where Gen 1 has a soft, wrapped grille, the second generation ditches the dust-collecting fabric for a slightly more open look made of polycarbonate. Beam is shorter than a lot of other soundbars. Its rounded, low-profile design is not too tall, and it can be placed on furniture, shelves, or wall-mounted. As far as the looks and the styling goes, I think it's perfect for my modern space, and I love the fact that it's white because it blends perfectly into the space where I've got it placed here. Now, one of the key things that was missing from the Gen 1 Beam that has now been rectified in Gen 2 is that the Sonos Beam now has Dolby Atmos. Dolby Atmos adds overhead audio channels to your home theater and is overall a more immersive and detailed sound. This soundbar doesn't have dedicated overhead firing speakers in the top, so what you're getting is essentially a virtual Dolby Atmos experience, though I can say the sound quality is definitely improved. The level of detail is noticeable, and if you run some Atmos sound tests, you can see and feel the intricacies. Overall, the addition of Atmos is right away a huge and noticeable improvement. The speaker is also now compatible with HDMI Arc on your TV, so you can get even higher definition sound with support for new audio formats. When I switched the Samsung Frame TV to use eArc, I also noticed that helped bring a lot more depth and detail to the sound, and I was getting a much wider soundscape than the Beam looks like it should get credit for. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Beam also functions as a simple music speaker too. You can stream from your phone or tablet or access music and podcasts from any number of streaming services, including Spotify, or you can call for music using your voice assistant when you get that set up for your Beam. When it comes to what's in the box, there's not a lot in here aside from the soundbar. This does not come with a separate subwoofer like some soundbar packages do, but you can buy a Sonos sub separately. There is also no remote control in the box. The Beam is designed to use your smartphone, voice commands, or a digital voice assistant, or the touch controls on the top, or your existing TV remote. Now for me, there was no setup even required for my TV's remote. Once the Sonos Beam was set up with the Frame TV here, the remote control for the Frame worked right away to control the Beam's audio. Now that was a treat. I was also able to add the new second generation Sonos Beam into the Sonos app. The app, by the way, lets you control volume if you want to and turn on things like night sound, which lowers louder sounds, or speech enhancement, which helps dialogue cut through busy scenes a little better.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low.
In my days spent with the second generation Sonos Beam, I felt that it gave me great TV sound overall and was a definite improvement over the first generation, which is is saying a lot because that sounded stellar too. I really feel like the sound seemed like it was coming from a much larger soundbar. Dialogue was crisp and clear, and special effects were detailed, and it is a phenomenal boost to the basic TV sound. Wondering if your Sonos Beam will pair with other Sonos speakers and if you can use those to create a true surround sound system? In a word, yes, you can pair your Beam wirelessly with a Sonos subwoofer for added bass, and you can add a pair of Sonos speakers for full surround sound. A setup with left and right channels and a sub will give you true 5.1 surround sound. You might also be wondering how Sonos Beam compares to other Sonos TV options, particularly Playbar or Sonos Arc. Beam is definitely smaller and shorter, and it's going to fit where other devices like Sonos Playbar and certainly Sonos Arc can't. Playbar and Arc do have more speakers on the inside of them, so they can be expected to produce louder sounds with more depth of sound, more bass. But Beam is perfect for small to mid-sized rooms. Overall, the new Sonos Beam Generation 2 checks all of the boxes of the things I loved about the first generation, and now adds a few more. It's compact and easy to place, it looks great, and the sound quality is phenomenal.